Today I'll be talking about George Lucas's masterpiece, Star Wars. While this American film classic has sequels, prequels, and more planned subsequent quels, and represents the ultimate in cheesy film entertainment, it also opens the door for multiple interpretations. One could view Princess Leia as a modern feminist. One could discuss the treatment of droids as second-class citizens through multiculturalism. And one could easily discuss formal aspects of this film. But for this presentation, I'll be presenting a Marxist interpretation. First, it's important to learn the characters. We have a set of rebels who represent the uprising against the evil emperor. The first, Princess Leia, is actually part of a noble family and grew up understanding politics and intrigue. Next, Han Solo is an unwilling rebel, one who acts only as a chauffeur at first, but grows into his role as part of the rebel force and Princess Leia's would-be boyfriend. Luke Skywalker becomes our Jedi hero in the end, but first he has to be rescued from ignorance on the desert planet of Tatooine and shown how to wield a lightsaber. Obi-Wan Kenobi, an old-school Jedi banished on the same planet, discovers Luke and helps train him as the Jedi Knight he becomes in the future. All these are good guys. Finally, there is the arch-enemy, Darth Vader, who uses the dark side of the Force to control anyone who opposes him. Vader is not the Emperor, and therefore not the ultimate evil character, but he willingly sided with evil Emperor Palpatine back when he was a young man after... Well, never mind. That's another episode. This film is a classic story of good versus evil. On the evil side, we have the Imperial forces which are trying to take over the galaxy. They have giant Imperial cruisers and innumerable smaller ships which carry Nazi-themed Imperial guards and leaders to do their evil work. The Emperor is building a massive Death Star, which is, of course, the symbol of all evil in the galaxy. If the rebel forces can destroy the Death Star, they can regain some control in the war. The rebels' primary vehicle for this is the somewhat battered but serviceable X-Wing fighter. What does all this have to do with the theory of Marxism? Well, if you take the rebel upstarts, symbolized here by Luke Skywalker, and position them against the evil Imperial forces, represented here by Darth Vader, you can see the roles clearly fall into the categories defined by Marx as proletariat versus bourgeoisie, the oppressed versus the oppressor. In classic Marx style, the oppressed rise up and challenge the oppressors. I can't tell you what happens in the end, though. You'll have to watch all 6 movies to find out. In the meantime, if you want to see Marxism in action, in our society today, contemplate this. Disney has bought Lucasfilm and will be producing the next Star Wars sequels. Now who's the enemy?